This time on Highway Thru Hell. Oh. Mountain Mayhem. Ken's comeback.
Watch the line.
Puts him.
What the hell happened there?
In the thick of the battle.
I'm not touching nothing.
On missions. Impossible recovery.
Get out of that place.
It's time to get on the road again.
Jamie makes a border run.
There it is. That's the truck I've been looking at.
On an epic journey south.
I got a letter.
And gets an unexpected delivery.
That's incredible.
Well, those guys are far from home today.
In the coast mountains of British Columbia.
Hey guys, they had a pretty bad wreck up there.
Mission Towing's Truck 90 is in unfamiliar territory.
We're just going up the Lillooet Lake Forest Service Road right now.
Dylan Greenwood is going the distance on an extraordinary assignment.
We're over 4 hours away from our base. Then we're probably over 100 kilometers out here in the bush.
Other companies have turned down this job, but we'll take on any challenge.
Narrow spot.
Following behind is a second heavy wrecker and fellow operator Ted Cork.
Sharp corners, sheer cliffs. Pressure's on.
Leading the convoy
Here we go.
is mission boss Ken DePerrin.
This is my first big recovery since I've been out of the hospital.
Earlier this season, Ken narrowly survived a heart attack.
I had open heart surgery. That was a tough moment for me. It was really hard.
I want to head out on this job to see how my stamina is and how I can do. It'll be a good test for me. This is where it went over, right here. Oh, look at how far down this is. Okay.
200 feet below the road.
Oh, man.
The wreck is deep in the forest.
Holy smokes.
I'm surprised that thing is upright right now.
Look at the size of those rocks. Unbelievable. It's a long ways down. Wow. Oh, this is a really big job. That's a deep hole.
Dylan rappels over the side.
The truck is on a 70-degree slope.
Pretty steep.
And is joined by swamper Craig Hookey.
Very dangerous to get down there. Oh! Very slippery.
Wow. Hopefully nobody gets hurt on this job.
Reaching the crash site.
Oh, it's a big boy.
We got our work cut out.
Craig and Dylan discover
Big log there, hung up on this big one right there.
the extreme job
It's another big one that broke off.
is layered in danger.
That truck's not going anywhere.
On the highway through hell, closure is not an option. On Fire Mountain, near Pemberton, BC,
The whole front cab, everything is all twisted right up.
Mission Towing sizes up their toughest recovery in years.
This is a heavy truck.
We'll be dangling the full weight off the wreckers.
And it's got a crane on the back of it too, so that doesn't help. Hung up on logs, hung up on rocks. It's a bit of disaster.
Climbing the slick country road. The dump truck lost traction, slid backwards, tumbling over the edge, and into the thick forest below.
It was like
like so surreal. Like, you know, I was like, holy.
You guys are lucky to jump.
Yeah.
The driver narrowly escaped.
As I was sliding down the hill, yeah, I jumped out. You could see the tree shaking and then it was gone.
Down the slope,
It broke off all these trees, right?
Craig and Dylan face their first obstacle.
Yeah, there's multiple trees on top of this truck.
The tree that's on
Sort of above the cab is across it.
Yeah, there's no way we're gonna pull that truck out.
unless we get that off it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
To move the tree, the mission crew lower a line from Ted's 25-ton record.
Okay, hook that to the hook.
Okay, Dylan.
I'm gonna take some strain.
Embark, pulling.
She moved, she moved.
3,000 pounds of timber
Oh, keep her going.
begin to shift away from the truck.
It's gonna walk right up the tree.
You gotta be cautious all the time.
But as the tree continues to rise,
They're not in a very good spot.
Ken's concerned about the crew below.
I'm getting out of there right now.
Watch in case that tree drops on them.
One falls on you, it'll crush you. Hang on.
Craig.
Watch your head.
Have a good day, driver.
1,200 miles southeast in the high desert of Nevada,
Time to get on the road again and make some money.
Jamie Davis is on the longest trip of the year.
What we're doing today is have a really long tow down to the California-Mexico border. Once we get there, we're gonna pick up a wreck coming back to BC.
It's a tight schedule,
This trip is really a lot longer than we usually do.
but Jamie can't resist.
Right there, I've been driving by that thing for so many years.
A roadside attraction he's had his eye on for decades.
An old tow truck here. I've been following it since I was 18 years old, and I just wanted to stop and see it. Looks like it's all for sale here.
Okay, so let's go have a look. For all these years, I've been making sure that truck's still there every time I go by. Maybe thinking I would buy it and bring it home.
Bullet holes in there. I've been wanting to stop here for 37 years. It was kind of always a spooky place.
Maybe somebody's gonna take shots at you. You're on private property, boy. You're gonna get some lead.
There it is. That's the truck I've been looking at for all these years. Wow. So this is a classic truck. It's nice.
It's been sitting in the desert for at least 30 years that I know of.
It's a very clean old truck. Serial number. This is a 1963 Holmes 500.
It's quite a cool old truck.
Very, very restorable, this truck.
This would make a perfect restoration project. One day, maybe, but it's not today.
But with a load to deliver and hundreds of miles to go,
Traveling long distances, you never know what to expect.
Jamie pushes on towards the Mexican border.
Between here and there, there's nowhere really to stop. That's just a brutal, brutal place to be. It's crazy.
On the side of a mountain
Tell them to stay out of the way, Dylan.
Just stand clear.
near Pemberton, BC,
Hang on.
Ken and the crew are trying to clear a path to bring up a wreck 200 feet below.
Craig!
Watch your head.
Timber! One down, one to go.
Everything about following these trees is very hazardous.
Okay, we're feeding the line out to you.
Okay, feed me. Oh!
From a wrecker up top, a winch line is rigged to another massive tree.
Whoa!
Hold it, it's stuck again.
Big deep hole, eh?
Up on the road,
We're getting there, we're getting there.
Ken's longtime partner, Val, can barely watch.
I have to make sure that he doesn't overdo it.
It just needs kicked over.
Kenny, you're not supposed to be doing that. Never mind.
Just kick it over. There you go. I would love to be down there right now.
He has to look out for his chest, so we'll all be looking out for him.
200 feet down the bank,
Murphy.
Craig has a new plan.
Okay, hang on, I'm gonna cut.
A better way to bring the second tree out.
Hold it, cut it, and then move it.
But sawing through the thick trunk
Now, this is interesting.
places Craig inches away
I'm afraid I'm gonna fall into it.
from peril.
You're cutting things that are very unpredictable.
One slip will cut your leg off.
That's really a dangerous situation.
Cutting in a bad spot.
I don't like this. Watch it, Craig.
Cutting in a bad spot.
On a mountain road near Pemberton, BC,
Watch it, Craig.
Ken and the mission crew
Fighting is every bit of the way.
are surrounded by hazards.
Hold there! Whoa, are you okay?
Yes. Good, good. Whoa, that was scary, eh?
When you're cutting these trees, you want to make sure you can get out of the way quick, so that you're not going to get pinched in between them.
Now,
Give her a pull, Ted.
another massive tree must be winched off the wreck.
Keep pulling, Kenny. Okay, that's gonna break. Beauty.
The last major obstacle is out of the way,
How about those logs, Dylan?
Yeah, they might need to be cut.
but the route to the top
Thank you.
is littered with debris.
Oh,
Let's get these logs right out of the way to clear the pathway for this truck to come up.
Clearing the logs could take hours,
I was looking at those logs. I think they might be advantage to us.
but Craig has another idea.
So it doesn't get hung up on all those rocks.
Position the logs on the bank so the wheels can ride over the boulders and all the stumps.
Trouble is what happens with logs when they jam up underneath. It'd be better not to have them.
He thinks it'll get hung up on the wreck. But this is a good plan.
When the tire comes, it drops down and it rests on these logs.
Don't challenge me.
Give me a push. Watch out, watch out, watch out.
Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. We're going to give it a shot.
There you go.
With a path of logs to ride over
I think we're ready to pull now.
and 200 feet to climb,
It already has a snatch block on the line.
Okay, good.
Dylan and Craig plan the rigging.
Go underneath the axle,
So when you
and then up to the frame rails.
That's right.
2 lines from each wrecker will be attached to the target. Then the mission trucks will attempt to power the wreck up the 70-degree slope.
Gonna get this thing out.
But this is no ordinary truck.
That's a tri-drive with double wall frames and the crane on top of it. It's one of the biggest trucks on the road.
But the 30-ton unit won't move until the wheels roll.
How are the brakes? You can push that yellow button.
Doing nothing.
No air pressure.
It's a lot of resistance for us to be pulling on without releasing these brakes.
I don't think we're gonna pull that up with the brakes on.
The only option
We got to get the brakes off.
is to manually release the brakes underneath the precarious load.
Gonna have to cage the brakes.
Dylan's coming down.
Caging brakes on a 70-degree slope is not something that I want to be doing right now.
Just trying to figure if it's smart for me to be underneath here.
Dylan will have to work fast,
Figure that those trucks will hold.
knowing it could shift at any moment.
I'm gonna put my life in your hand.
Yeah, you just be careful. Don't get yourself in a spot.
I'm getting in the spot.
You want to make sure that vehicle is being held because you're putting somebody's life in danger.
Get ready to bounce. Something fails, yeah, pretty much done for.
I'm just worried about moving the truck. The tire's not touching anything right now.
That's dangerous. Roll right over you.
And there's another threat.
Hear that?
An 80-foot tree wedged under the truck,
You hear that tweaking?
on the verge of letting go.
With this log behind my head is the worry.
One hour north of the Mexican border,
Hot temperatures. And I think I'd much rather be here than chaining up on the coke right now.
Jamie's hauling a load across an unforgiving landscape.
And I'm seeing sand dunes, you know, as if they were like snow drifts. This is really cool. I've never seen anything like this.
This is one of the highlights of my road trip. It's just like being on a different planet.
From Hope, Jamie has traveled more than 1,200 miles through the American West and is closing in on his destination, the border town of El Centro, California.
Senorita. We're only minutes away from offloading here. It's only 8 miles to the Mexican border.
But as Jamie looks for a body shop,
We got some construction here, and I've got to be on the other side of the construction.
an unexpected turn
I don't know what the heck to do. Road work ahead.
takes him off course.
Doing long hauls is not without its issues. They'll always throw a curveball at you.
This is the road we have to turn down. This is bad news, but I think we'd have really no choice but to go down it. This is not far. If I could get stuck in here.
In British Columbia, working cliffside,
You hear that tweaking?
Dylan's under a wreck, trying to release the brakes on the 30-ton load.
This log behind my head?
Hard spot, man. Very dangerous. You get it in?
No.
Being underneath it's a bit of an eerie feeling. You could end up getting squished, and it could happen pretty quick.
The dump truck is held by 2 wreckers,
How's the trucks looking up there?
but up top,
The spades are up. We got the truck off the ground.
the mission trucks are already under heavy strain.
If we don't cage the brakes, we're not gonna be able to pull it.
Let me get it for you.
Just be careful in there.
Whoa!
Craig
Man, that's hard work.
swaps in for Dylan.
You're good.
But the rear wheels are still locked
It's got 2 flat tires.
and in rough shape.
And the back axle is twisted. What a nightmare.
It's not going to benefit us in any way trying to cage it.
On the road,
Let me know when you're ready.
Ken and Ted wait for news.
We're able to carry
The lead 2 axles. The rear axle's got the bumpers pushed into it and it's twisted. We're able to pin them though?
the back one. No.
Oh boy.
If that one's jammed, those tires aren't gonna roll.
I don't know how that'll work, but we'll try it.
With light fading, Ken makes the call.
Almost ready?
Yeah.
All right, get ready to pull.
It's time to winch.
Okay, go! You moving at all?
Yeah, she's moving.
Keep pulling.
What's happening?
You moved her a foot.
But the beast below
It's up in the air now.
is just toying with Ken's trucks.
We're really up in the air here, Dylan.
Not gonna hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it.
A lot of weight on that.
On Fire Mountain,
Not gonna hold it.
a pair of heavy wreckers are locked in a battle with a 65,000-pound truck.
We're coming up pretty good here.
Pulling like this, you can definitely flip a wrecker.
I know we must be jammed into something right now.
Bang, stop.
Whoop, whoop. Hold it. Hold it.
What's happening?
Let down a little bit.
Ted and Ken back off on the controls.
Are you gonna try and release those brakes?
I think it would be wise if you could.
And Dylan goes back under.
I'm gonna release one more here while you guys hold it.
Okay.
Don't touch any controls.
What a job. Did you get that cage bolt in?
I need like ice creams or something.
Need some Newfie touch, Dylan. Just talk nice to it.
It's not a place where you want to be working, but somebody's got to do it.
Topside, there's another concern.
Running out of light, though.
I know. I just hope we get it moving before it gets dark here.
Yesterday, the dump truck lost traction, rolling backwards over the edge, landing 200 feet below.
We're just having a tough time here.
Releasing the brakes would give the crew a fighting chance. But for Craig and Dylan,
I'm gonna make a call.
they're out of time
We're done. Let's pull.
and patience.
We're not gonna play with this.
I'm gonna lie to him. Kenny, get ready to run.
Yeah, I'm here.
Time to play.
Got her, I'll release. Yep, still pulling.
Sometimes the less Ken knows, the better.
Hey, get up a bit, Ted.
Ken has Ted raise his boom to get more lift.
We need every little bit we can to pull this truck up.
She coming okay?
Even with the rear brakes locked,
Yeah, she's coming.
the wreck finally begins to climb.
She's off the trees and she's over the rocks. Now we're rolling.
Keep going, Ted.
Feels really good to get my hands back on the controls.
Let's get him to chase. You might have to let him catch up.
Take her, Ted.
But on the extreme angle and rugged terrain, a minefield of obstacles lies ahead.
If you see something gonna go wrong, just let me know ahead of time.
Road work ahead. I gotta turn right here.
Near the California-Mexico border,
This is bad news.
Jamie's off course, trying to reach his destination minutes before closing time.
It's a little bit nut bar. I'm driving through the construction site because that's where we're told to go. I'm trying to weave this 60-foot long big rig. It's a little bit of a war zone here. Wrecker guys don't know the meaning of stop.
Jamie finds his way back to a road.
I have an inch on either side of me, and this is crazy. This will be skilled driving 101. Wow.
And finally,
Okay, we did her.
arrives to drop off the wreck.
Thanks for staying open.
I live right here closer, you know.
Oh, okay. That's cool. This is really close to the border here, eh?
Yeah. You want to go to Mexico?
No, I haven't. I've never been, but one day. Okay, well, I'll get unloaded. All right, Tom, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything.
Okay.
We're gonna go pick up our northbound load.
Jamie heads out to get another load and begins an 1,800-mile journey back to BC. In BC,
He's going.
mission's high-angle recovery
I don't like how it's getting close to that tree.
is gaining ground.
It's going good down here, Kenny.
But the wreck must now roll up a cliff littered with logs.
These logs could jam underneath and maybe pole vault the truck as it's coming up.
The dump truck continues to climb. And Craig's plan
Roll right over on that log.
is paying off.
That log worked perfect, buddy.
You're gonna be okay.
Working good. Awesome.
80 feet to the road, Ken's crew is not out of the woods.
There's a lot of obstacles here.
Take it.
Ken and Ted continue to winch, and the wreck keeps rolling.
We got it now. See, big difference releasing the brakes, eh?
Dylan can finally confess the truth about the brakes.
I didn't cage the rear axle.
We only released 2 axles.
Really?
We couldn't get the rear.
No? It's dragging still?
Yeah.
No kidding.
There's an old saying, what you don't know won't hurt you.
But as the wreck crawls toward the top,
Go with the other line there, Ken.
the recovery is reaching its breaking point.
Getting a little tougher.
Just below the road, the slope is nearly vertical.
Almost 90 degree. We're coming down a cliff here.
Now we have to deal with the cliff. That's a very crucial point.
Are we okay on this big rock?
Bring it to it.
Okay.
This will be a challenge. A lot of heavy lifting.
This cliff is no joke at all. It's straight down, pretty much.
Hey, Ted.
Keep coming, buddy.
9 hours into a mountainside recovery,
Take a little more, Ted.
the mission crew
Take her a bit more, Dylan.
has reached a critical stage.
We're gonna have a problem getting this over the top because the cliff is almost vertical.
Can you lift her? Just take your boom up for a second.
I don't want to break anything.
If anything fails, next thing you know, this truck is 500 feet down.
The dump truck is only feet from the road,
Keep going. Keep going.
but the 30-ton load now dangles on the edge of disaster.
Holy. Whoa. Ted? Watch yourself.
The wreckers are in a deadlift and reaching their limit.
That's about it.
Hold there. I am.
To crest the road,
We're in a bad spot right now.
Ken needs a new strategy.
We're gonna try moving the wrecker, repositioning him a bit. Can he hold it?
Okay, Ted, I'm gonna let it down. Just hold on there. Hold there. I'm not touching nothing.
But to move Dylan's truck,
That's a lot of weight there.
Ted's 25-ton, must hold the entire load.
That vehicle can overpower your wrecker and flip it very easily.
Okay, it's all on there right now.
gonna roll a truck over.
It's not gonna hold it. Just hold your breath. Don't move.
It's really touch and go. It could get terrible real quick.
I'm gonna leave it hooked up. I'm just gonna pull ahead.
Dylan makes his move.
Let's get ahead quick.
Very intense moment. We've got the truck almost hanging on this cliff.
Ted's wrecker is holding steady.
Let's put a safety line on. I think we should.
We have to switch some of the winch lines around to get a better grab on this truck.
But as Dylan disconnects,
Whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
That scared the out of me.
after the close call,
Just got mad.
another line is added from Dylan's wrecker.
As I start pulling, you're gonna start to share this line to me.
You gotta let the truck relax as Dylan gives it a bit of a pull and then pull again, and that's what's gonna be the hard part. So as you're pulling, I'm gonna slack off.
Yep.
Whew. Ted and Dylan must time their pulls perfectly.
A little bit down, Ted.
Head off a bit.
I'm letting it off.
Oh, that's really super tight, you guys.
Hey, Dylan, Ted's working against you.
Yeah, I know, he needs to pitch out a little.
There's a lot of things that can go wrong. We're fighting each other.
You go up. Whoops, what the hell happened there? Let me through here.
With everything on the line,
Hold there, Ted.
Ken has an idea.
I think what we gotta do is get a lift on this.
Yeah,
Pull on the back end.
yeah, drop the front end and pull the back end over.
It's lifting the wreckers too much. We got to change this.
To get more control, an extra winch line from each wrecker will be rigged to the back of the frame to help turn the truck up and onto the road.
A little more. Good, Ted.
The back lines are on, and Ken
Both of you go at the same time on a low pull and see what you got.
gives the command.
Once you start pulling on that, it's a point of no return.
There you go.
Watch the lines, you guys. They're awfully tight.
Your cables are telling you a story, like you listen to them.
The wreckers are fully committed.
Okay, hold it. He's going up.
For Ken and crew,
See what's happening?
there's no turning back.
The truck is working way past its limit.
It's gotta go.
Intensity level is right up to the top.
No.
Whoa, 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 whoa. You gotta roll the truck.
Get out of that way.
Whoa, whoa, you gotta roll the truck.
An all-out battle on a mountain road
Get out of that way.
has Ken and the crew near the end of the line.
I'm worried that this isn't going to hold the load.
Even with extra rigging, the extreme angle and massive weight have brought the recovery to a grinding halt.
We're really not gaining any ground.
Stop, tighten hold. I need to be over this way.
He's got to get. We got no room right now. That's the trouble. He's got to get up.
In the moment, it looks hopeless. It's very disheartening.
It's just fighting us every bit of the way.
Okay.
Dylan has a bold idea.
Hey, Ted. We're gonna bring it out the same way it went in.
Yeah.
Get more distance from the wreck.
You're just gonna hold it from rolling. So just hold that line.
Just
Keep feeling,
snug.
feeding it out.
Yeah.
Dylan moves farther down the road.
Get into a line where I can pull the hardest I possibly can.
With truck 90 pulled ahead and winching from a wider angle, the two wreckers will try to lift and turn the unit back onto the road. But Ken knows
that ain't gonna work.
It's high risk.
This way comes out the way it went in.
We're right at the toughest part of the pull. That's a lot of strain.
Oh, we'll see. I want that low line that I have, put it on the tow pin.
There is doubt, but you have to play the cards you're given. It's all or nothing. I'm gonna go for it.
Watch those cables. Let Ted catch up to you, Dylan. Scared the out of me.
You're on the edge of your nerves. When you hear a bang, it scares you.
Now we're over those rocks, thank God. There we go.
But as Dylan and Ted continue to pull, there's a new problem. The wreck is threatening to roll.
We're getting very close to tipping the truck over here.
Top line, Dylan.
The dirt shifts or a rock moves, and next thing you know, it rolls down.
Hold it. Hold on, Dylan.
Ken stops the pull to counter the tilt.
Why can't we go around that with a chain?
And one line is moved to the high side.
Oh, it's a battle, this one. This is the ones you remember, jobs like this.
10 hours into the mammoth job, Ken and the mission crew press on.
Oh, this got you right up in the air. Keep her going. That's okay, that's okay. That's what we want. Easy, you're going too fast for him. Okay, hold it a sec.
Let's get this other line to the back corner.
Yep, you're right, Ted, I agree. Give her, Ted.
But with the wreck straddling the road.
Still looking good, I can't see him.
And sight lines disappearing.
Ted, I'm coming through.
Confusion sets in.
Is he gonna pull it some more?
Could you pull more?
Oh, you're pulling, okay, go.
At this point, the communication isn't clear. It's not gonna help the situation.
Pull. Let your top line off. Hold it, Dylan, hold it, Dylan. Whoa. Craig, the truck's right off the ground here, ready to flip, so just watch it. I want out first, hang on.
Tell him to take as far as he can.
Let me get out of here.
I just go to put my leg over, he starts pulling again.
I got a little bit more.
Let me get out, that's what I just said. Whoa, the truck's going up. Whoa.
Tell him to take as far as he can.
In the final stage of Mission's mountain recovery,
Let me get out of here.
Ken is caught in the kill zone.
Let me get out, that's what I just said. Whoa, the truck's going up. Whoa.
I'm right in the middle of the bite. That cable breaks, it take off your leg.
Dylan, hold it. Just let me get out of here first.
Come on out.
That's what I asked for last time, that's all.
With Ken safely out of the way, Ted and Dylan can see the finish line.
There's no turning back. We gotta bring this thing up to the road.
Is he pulling it forward a bit?
Hurry out!
Looks good. You're on the deck.
Finally,
Okay, blocks the wood.
after nearly losing it all, the impossible recovery is over.
Oh my gosh, am I glad to see this.
We did her.
Good job, buddy.
The last play of the night brought it home.
Dylan's gamble paid off.
Good!
Now I am beat, like the rest of these guys.
It's one of the biggest jobs I've ever done. Those are the dream jobs. Those are the ones you want.
But for Ken's partner, Val, it's a huge relief.
I'm so happy that nobody was hurt. It's done.
Good job.
Haven't worked that hard all year.
A great team effort today. We're all excited. It's a win, 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 win.
It's a very big moment for Ken.
Let's get going.
I've gone through a lot this last while, and this is a great way to come back into the game. I'm back.
Two days later, at the mission yard,
I've received some hard news from the doctor. I'm not going to be allowed to drive heavy wrecker. I've been part of this business for 46 years. It's been in my blood my whole life. And now it's like someone's taken your wings away.
but Ken isn't ready to retire. Not by a long shot.
Whatever gets sent down your path, you got to deal with. No matter what changes I have to make, towing will always be in my blood.
Welcome to BC.
Just outside Hope,
that was a really long trip.
Jamie returns from his exhausting 5-day trip to the U.S.
Probably one of the longest tows I've done. It's good to be back. For this winter, everything's changed so much, and I think we've begun to dial this place back in. Home sweet home.
At the yard, Jamie's wife, Sherry, has big news.
Doing your job while I was gone, huh? Looking after things,
You're here.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good. How was your trip?
It was a good trip.
Yeah?
Long trip, though.
I got a letter, and it was pretty exciting.
It says here, it's with great honor that I wish to inform you of your nomination and selection to be inducted into the International Towing Hall of Fame. Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
3 years ago, Jamie watched his good friend, Gary Leach, be inducted into the Towing Hall of Fame.
I don't think there is any bigger recognition than the Hall of Fame in our industry.
Congratulations.
Now, it's Jamie's turn.
I'm pretty blown away by that.
You're gonna have to get a suit.
To receive a nomination to the Hall of Fame is a perfect way to end the long winter.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Congratulations.
Can't believe it.
I can.
Winter is over. And one driver heading down the coke can finally switch gears in a different kind of ride.
I don't get out of that tow truck much, but when I do, I like to get away from it fast. I live for adrenaline. That's why I tow on the Coquihalla. 5 months of winter, a little bit of sunshine brings happiness.